Howdy! Welcome to the first Camp Canyonwood devlog. I'm Nick Lives, one of 4 indie developers at our indie studio Deli Interactive, and today I'm here to show you a little what we've been working on for this past month on our next game, Camp Canyonwood. For the uninitiated, Camp Canyonwood is a summer camp simulator where you run your own summer camp. If that's all you need to hear, the game is available to wishlist on Steam. Alright, let's get started. So where are we now? Well, as you can see here, we have been working for some time on our first sort of playable version of Camp Canyonwood. Our main goal with this initial build was to explore the moment-to-moment mechanics that you are going to be doing for most of the time in Camp Canyonwood. So most of the gameplay is going to revolve around these little campers that, of course, come to your camp. You are the camp counselor of this camp, and you will be guiding these little troops of campers along and having them participate in various activities. And that will help you grow your camp, as campers can earn merit badges, and the more merit badges they earn in a summer, the more money your camp earns. So this first initial build that we created was meant to sort of explore that side of things. As you can see, there's also bears, but our goal for this month was to start tackling the day-to-day, month-to-month, summer-to-summer sort of meta progression of this game. So, exiting out of there, we come to our current build after this month's work. The first thing we did before tackling this month's goals was, of course, just create sort of a list of what we think is required for our goals. So the idea is to sort of close the game loop. One of the first things we decided to tackle was, of course, creating a more dynamic day-night cycle that could be more easily tweaked and controllable. So we created this date time object, and we loaded up this component with a bunch of features that seemed like we would need for this. The seconds to minutes parameter here is how much time it takes for a minute to pass, measured in seconds. So I figured this would give us the broadest possible range of options here as designers. So right now we have it set to basically Stardew Valley time, which is 1 second per minute. We separated the day-night cycle into 4 distinct time phases: dawn, day, dusk, and night. This way we can have 4 different color schemes for the day passing. Just feels a little more gradual that way, but it's also very tweakable, right? We can now say at 6 o'clock it's dawn. So that gives us 4 very distinct vibes, I guess you could say. We also have a event in this script that other objects can subscribe to in case we want unique behaviors for dawn, day, dusk, or night, which we will get into later because we do, in fact, already do some of that. Also, right now, we only have it set for there to be 1 month, and once you are out of days in a month, which is just 30, we decided to ignore things like how some months have 31 days, just for simplicity's sake for now. Once you're at 30-day mark, you'll move on to the next month in this little array here. And if you're out of months, the summer will end. We'll set time to be like super speed right now, just for the purpose of demonstration here. So now we're in the build, and we can see here that, time ticks forward as you expect it to. And you can see there, we just moved past midnight, so we are now into the next day. So the day ticked forward as expected. Let's change that back to Stardew Valley time there. And let's move on to some of the other stuff we've been working on. Okay, so we've got date time there, all good and ready. And we've also, I'm gonna edit the crud out of this. Right, okay, so we also have beds now working. And I'm gonna move this to somewhere a little more convenient here. Alright. Oh, right. That's gonna... Yeah, no, it's okay. I don't want to talk to you right now. Go to bed. I'll tell these kids to just scram so we can see. Look at that. Look at that sleeping kid. He went to sleep right away. Did it. In addition to kids being able to go to sleep, of course, you, the player, should be able to end the day on your own. And as you can see, you can also talk to kids now. We have recently added a very basic dialogue system. I'm just telling these kids to get the heck out of the way so I can go to sleep. Alright, let's go to sleep. Pass out in front of the bed. Spawn in. It's the next day. Look at that. June 2nd. Beauty. Something else we found important was adding a failure state in this time. So we added the ability for kids to get fed up if they are hurt too much. Bear's just going on a rampage right now. Anytime he sees a kid, we've decided to just give him the most basic functionality in order to be able to deal damage to kids. So he'll just freak out whenever they're in range. Oh, there we go. Paul is down right there. Okay. So, now that Paul is down, he has activated one of his strikes. We have defaulted them to have a 3-strike system, because baseball, I guess. And if they get knocked down 3 times, then they're gonna get real upset, and they're gonna leave camp. Which right now we have implemented as just them deleting themselves. They will just be gone. Paul is left. Look at that. Paul got fed up. Said he didn't want to get beat up by bears anymore. And he's gone. If all the kids were to leave, we have also implemented a failure state. If there's no more kids, yeah, you're done for the summer. Time to go to next summer. So let me show you what that looks like. Billy is left. Billy is left. I guess we had 2 Billies. Sally is left. Is that more than 1 Billy? Maybe they didn't all fire off their thing. Well, anyway, they're all gone now. Oh, wait. They're all gone now. Okay, so I guess we don't have that feature. I guess it doesn't work. It was working when we tested it. It's not working now, so, scratch that off the list of accomplishments. Well, in other news, why don't we show off what we have here, what happens when summer ends. We'll go ahead and here and put it on the very last day of the summer. So if we're on June 30th, say, and let's just go to sleep, you know. Good night, kids. Oh, look at that. Summer's over. Summer's not over. Summer's not over. We seem to have broken our system for summer ending somehow. Let's imagine that we didn't break it, right? And that it still worked like it did when we started making it. This is what would have happened. Okay? Badges earned, money earned, which, if it had a non-zero value, ta-da! A merit badge has been earned. Great. Look at that. We earned a merit badge. Fantastic. So now, what were to happen if summer were to end? We'd tally up that dough. Just like so. And then by the time we go next summer, look at that. We have $50 now. $50 to work with to use for whatever we need. Currently, there is nothing to purchase, but we do have. You can earn money now. You can earn money, and it's displayed. So, among other things that we have added for this project, we are taking a few things a little more seriously than we did with our last project. We need to go deeper. One of those things is localization. If you don't plan to localize your game initially, it turns out it's really, really difficult. So for this game, we are going in knowing that we want to localize it eventually. So we created this system that will use CSV files, or spreadsheets, if you will, to store text information, such as these. So you create a spreadsheet that looks something like this, where you store all of your data for, say, UI, right? Like we have different, eventually we're going to have different menu items. There's also usually a description for what the word means or what the phrase means in context, so that it can be translated correctly by those who are doing the actual translation. And, you know, we might have Chinese and other languages here, where we can fill in whatever their translation is. And basically, what we do is we take in all the CSV files that we have, and we just cram them into this dictionary, from what I understand. And from there, it knows to just look through all these, and if there's ever a word that comes up, it'll know to translate. This is magic to me, right? Say we have text that says options, like we do have in our CSV, and right now we have a script that we created called localized text component, and all that will do is just check out what text it's on says, and if there's a translation for it in the CSV files, it will translate it to the appropriate language, whatever the language is set to. There it is. We now have the ability to translate a lot of the components in our game. This system will definitely be expanded on as we find out how to best use it in more complicated scripts, such as our dialogue script. But we have that feature. Look at that delicious feature we have right now. One final relatively minor thing that we added was just some sort of encouragement to actually end the day when the day ends. Oh my goodness. I mentioned earlier that our date time script has events that trigger every time we change into a new phase of the day. So at dawn, bears will just kind of go docile. They'll stop wandering around, and they'll just flop over like this. Looks a little silly, but it works for now. Gets the job done. But come nighttime, the bears will indeed arise from their slumber and walk around to terrorize the kids, as you saw happen earlier. And that's just one of the nice things about event systems. We can sync up time with different sort of behaviors for some of our animals, as well as the kids. So with that, we have a semi-working, broader game loop. It's exciting because it means that all changes that we make from here are a little better reflecting of the overall experience. The goal here is to get the game, in the broadest sense, playable through a whole summer. So thank you for watching our very first devlog. In future videos, we will likely go over more in depth some of the mechanics that I've only brushed up on here, because we didn't really work on them this month. So if you like this video, go and wishlist Camp Canyon Wood on Steam. That's the bigger reason we're doing this, if we're being completely honest. Go ahead and push all the buttons that people like you to push at the end of a YouTube video. And thank you for joining. And we'll see you in the next video.